Good day to you. This is Galactic on the 16th day. It just crossed midnight to the 16th day of October. You can see I just got a haircut, and I think the barber did I'll just say, an interesting sculpture. Now, I did not just get a haircut. What I did was I brushed it straight back, and it looks kind of symmetrical. And otherwise, it just looks hideous, like all Scottish hair. And so I'm just going to leave it like this because it looks like, didn't it look like I just got a haircut from maybe a Corsican? Not to put them down, I'm just saying, just someone with an unusual, it's a localism, and I just got a haircut from a Maltese or Cypriot, I don't know, Zakynthothian, some Greek island. Oh, I will give you a haircut. Just zzz, just shup, shup, shup. And this is what it came out to. I think it looks Italian. I mean, what do I know? Have I been to Italy? Would I love to go to Italy? On the Adriatic? Yeah, just go to east coast of Italy and then swim across to Croatia, which is where I really want to go. I thought there was no sand in the Mediterranean. It's like, you have to go to that very famous place, the Riviera. Well, try to go there in July. Yeah. You're not even going to be, there's no room to lie down. It's just like seals, if seals took over this planet and just laid around everywhere. So you see from outer space, there's just like a million seals lying fin to fin. That's the Riviera. Well, that doesn't count. There's no sand there. It's covered by blubber. But is there sand in the Mediterranean? There is in the Nile Delta. I did not want to go there. I wanted to take my Ukrainian family on one last vacation, since it was their daughter that died and her sister that died. Their daughter just happened to be my wife. So I thought, well, I have some money to burn. I'm just going to fly to Ukraine one last time and take my family to Croatia, because they speak a form of Slavic there. But I didn't find any sand beaches. Well, here, once I got to Chico, I talked with a guy from Croatia. I used to buy beer from him. Well, every now and then, I suppose recently I bought one more after 4 months of no beer. Well, I had to give up beer. I was killing myself. But then I had one for my birthday, which was day before yesterday, my birthday. Oh, I haven't forgotten. And I think this haircut, let's just do a little touch-up. I'll just go like this. Now it doesn't look like a pyramid. And do this, and now I look American. I mean, it's obvious that I'm poor. I can't afford a haircut. I also have no sense of personal hygiene, in the sense of hair on my eyebrows. I've had people just say, would you like me to clip your eyebrows like they've been doing me? If apparently you haven't seen what your face looks like with those fucking eyebrows. Could you mind if I just no, that's okay. Well, they're just going on instinct. Now, somebody has to do something about your eyebrows. It's obvious your wife died. Well, at least I can laugh about it now. So that was my experience with wanting to go to Europe. But as for the cycles of nature, what's the first thought that comes into your mind with the cycles of nature? Well, we asked that question, as we really should if we're making a scientific approach, which of course we're attempting to do here. What cycles of nature? Well, we started out with the heartbeat. The heartbeat and the breathing rate, which are built in by DNA, otherwise you would never have started to breathe. And your heart had already started to pump. When did either of those started? Science will never know. There is no way to answer that question. Do we try? Science tries to answer every question. Oh, there would be people, oh no, we're going to figure out exactly when the when the heartbeat begins. No, you won't, because I said you won't. Well, you know what they say? Yes, we will. Guess who's going to win? Nobody knows yet, but I'm just putting in my 2 cents. No, you won't. Nor will you ever figure out consciousness for exactly the same reason. You have no idea when your heart started. You have no idea how you breathe every day. There's no way to explain that. It's non-mechanistic, and the neurophysiologists are idiots. I'm sorry, that's the way it's going to be forever. I don't care if they do figure it out. My words will stand forever. I speak from heaven. I'm not messing around with your little Tinker Toy set. Oh, you're the big cheese scientist. Not in this cathedral, you're not, and you never will be. And as long as I have breath, you're a caterpillar. And that's all you'll ever amount to. If you ever unfurl your wings, I would bet against it. Like you're going to heaven, just a random person. I'll bet a lot of money that you're not going to make it. Because you don't think deeply enough. You're not serious. You just want to be... You're probably trying to survive if you're studying science. It's your only hope unless you just love working at a gas station. You know what I'm saying here? It's actually changed a little. These days, I'm not sure how people get jobs, and this is being perceived. Have you ever noticed there's a few million more American homeless people in the past 20 years? Just in the past 20 years. There are millions of homeless people where there used to be none. There's no homeless people in America, except, the usual 1%. Because people are so perverted, so sinful, there's something of everything. I mean, Trump obviously proves that. This is what the American people actually want. You know what that actually is, that Trump is so popular now? That's all Satan is giving you. You don't have any choice except Trump. Otherwise, you're just going to get another... You're going to get another Billy Carter is the best you're ever going to get from now on. And what did Billy Carter accomplish? What do you think? Just because he's a peanut farming Christian? An American Christian is not a Christian. And an American who says he's a Christian, who's in politics, is satanic. You have to wake up. It's no more time. There's no more time for Tinkerbell, cartoons, and another bowl of sugar. You have got to wake up. You have got to wake up. You know why? So you can shit can the whole piece of shit. In order to throw out the bad cycles, the cycles that were set up by the enemy of God and the enemy of human anything, which we would normally call Satan, whether you're a child or not matters not at all. You had better use your brain around me, or I'll crack you one. You don't talk back to me. So what is this whole thing with cycles? Why are we so interested in getting out of the way? First, evil, which I dealt with in 2 videos in the past week, to fuck evil. Really, you're killing millions of people. Fuck you, Satan. And then, the worst thing you can do to your enemy? Ignore him. If you can't win, which you can't fight evil. You will not fight evil. God set up the evil. You can't stop it. The only thing you can do is prevent yourself from committing evil. But as for stopping what happens to your neighbor, either your neighbor being a murderer or your neighbor being murdered, learn to laugh. Learn to treat that lightly. If you want the truth, you're going to have to become ruthless. You're going to have to look out for number 1 first. Now, that doesn't mean that you turn off your humanity. No, we're studying the cycles of nature, not because we're the new Nazi empire, okay? It's not because we're the Wonder Kids who are going to take over the earth instead of the Jews. That's ridiculous. The Jews have already won. So you have to ignore it. You have to ignore the homeless. Do the puppies have diseases? Are they being beaten? Are the puppies being tortured? Are your loved ones still getting cancer? Baby cakes? You are not special. There is nothing special about your pain. Did you ever think that maybe pain has an origin? Like it's not just you experiencing pain. You who say you believe in Jesus Christ, do you? You're going to have a tough time getting past me if you claim to know Jesus Christ, because I do know him. That's why I call myself a prophet. Do you know Jesus Christ? No, you don't. And you probably never will. Not if you're an American, you won't. Are you an American? You're fucked. There is no way out for an American. You know why? Because you don't even have a choice. You don't know the difference. In scriptural language, it goes like this. They can't tell their left hand from their right hand. They can't tell their left from their right. That literally describes me, but it's meant metaphorically. I am left-right dyslexic. I used to think that this was west and this was east. Does that make sense to you? It still makes sense to me. It's like I still remember, well, then left is west because they sound alike. Because I'm into words, not math or directions or vectors. Which is why I don't do well at math. Although I have figured out all the secrets of algebra, mathematics, arithmetic, and calculus. I'm the only man who understands complex numbers, and I invented a much better number system, which has about as much chance of being understood as me creating a snowball in your hell. In your hell, which I don't even want to know about. So today, we're talking about the cycles of nature, but we just knocked down two tremendous obstacles, which comes up right away in a true scientific discourse, that you start to encounter the original paradoxes just to begin, and then you won't begin. And what'll happen? You'll delay, everyone will get bored, the subject will be dropped, and you'll be a jackass. I love playing this role. I love being the jackass. You know why? It's the best way to win the game. If you're willing to be patient, and I really don't have much choice with my modicum of intelligence, I had better have some tricks up my ass or sleeve. Oh, fucking yes I do. I use them all the time. Why do you think I made it to the tender age of 71 with no money? I haven't really worked in my life. I don't like work, and so I just don't do it. I hate money and try to avoid it. Well, why am I not dead? Write a book about me. It's just become my biographer. And just make something up because I don't give a fuck. Ha 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 ha. And if I don't give a fuck, that means there is no fuck to give. Because once I've not given a fuck on a subject, it doesn't really matter. Because if I don't like it, it's not likable. So you know that's a little probably overbearing. Oh, I hope I have your attention, because if I don't get your attention with sweets, I will splash vinegar and nitric acid in your eyes. Yes, you will pay attention to me. If that means you have to temporarily hate me, I have some special hate Great Uncle Sam buttons that I'll sell to you for $1,000 each. And I will get your money that way. You want to hate me? You're going to pay through the nose to hate me. No, you're not getting away with hating me for free. I'm like a top-notch whore. Oh, you're paying through your fucking butt if you think you're going to get my ass. I'll have all your money. And then I'll give you a disease. 'Cause I hate you. Does that sound like Satan? You got to be cautious. John Le Carre taught us this. If you hate your enemy too much, you'll become just like your enemy. Well, you could say that's what happened in America if you like the Horatio Alger story. I'm sorry, but I know everything about American history, and you do not want to know. And if I told you, you would hate me. You would hate me just because I told you the truth about what America is, so I won't do that to you. I don't care what you think about me. That doesn't matter. Because you don't matter. The only thing that matters is what I say. I don't matter. But if I don't matter, you never mattered. And you never will compared to me. You're not going anywhere without me. That's the irony. Is those that claim, you're so smart, you're dumb. I think that you're just weird. Oh, I'm not going to listen to you in the church. I'm not going to listen to you in science out of the church. Because you're weird. Really? I'm your new teacher, you jackass. So fuck yourself. Thank you. So what did we finally get out of the way? Your cycles. Do you wake up every morning? Yes, you do. And do you kill yourself? No. That's a cycle. Several comedians have pointed this out, but it's actually profound. When you wake up in the morning, every morning, 360 days a year exactly, a year has exactly 360 days. It's so precise that scientists shit in their pants. It's so precise that the year is 360 days long exactly. I'm now capable of telling you, you'd better take that seriously, because I read it in the Super Bible. And if you don't catch up with me, I'll be doing this at you for all eternity. This is for everything. We don't have time anymore for black holes. We don't have time anymore for guessing. Theories? Arguments on Earth? Oh, the mathematicians are crazy. Yeah, do you have any answers? No. Then shut your fucking mouth. Yeah, Sabina Hassenfelder, really. You're the muckraker. You know what you are, Sabina? If I said it, I would get into trouble, you. And I'm not going to say what I really think of you, Sabina, because to whom much is given, from that one, man or woman, much is required. What have you delivered, Sabina? One book. And then, now you just have nothing. You're a blind Nazi! No distinction between you and Hitler. Sabina, the very nice singer, a woman I admire, but this is for the men. This is cutthroat. You want the truth? You better get ready to kill your own children. You want the truth? First of all, no you don't. No, you don't want the truth. Or you would have found it by now. Right? So beware of traps. So the cycles of nature begin with you. Your first breath, the first moment of wakefulness, which no scientist will ever be able to even talk about. That's the end of science. And that's the first thing you learn from the cycles of nature. Your science is satanic. Your scientists are professional, supernatural deceivers. And they use electricity and all of your conveniences, and now actually your cell phone itself, to make sure that you're so distracted with bullshit that you will never wake up. You will never come out of that matrix. And this is Anagalactic, bringing you the actual secrets of the universe in our next, the third in this series on the cycles of nature. We're now done with evil. We don't care about Netanyahu. We don't care about Moshe. We don't care about anybody in Asia. Asia has always been the prison. Every demon comes from Europe and Asia. Everything evil comes from that side of the world. Did it get to the New World? You're here, so yes, it did. This land is poisoned forever because of you. You're the problem. Am I? I am not like you. I was born differently than you were, but I was still born according to the natural cycles that make us all equivalent. Not after we attain manhood, we're not equivalent. Otherwise, I would be at the same rank as your little hero, Hitler. You love Hitler, you want to butt fuck Hitler. Well, I don't. You're still talking about Hitler, so obviously you love his ass. Right? That's well known, you're a homo for Hitler. Well, I'm not. Try to make fun of me now. Now it's going to cost you. So you'd better listen to me. So we got evil out of the way. Now it's off of our playground. We can have fun unashamedly before the Lord without worrying about your sex problems, your rape, your murders, your puppy has cancer, your grandmother, God only knows what happened to her legs or her nose. We don't care. Is the world going to shit in a handbasket? We've already covered that. And if you didn't pay attention, you're part of the problem. So we're done with that. What's the other one? Your built-in cycles. Sleep. Consciousness is a cycle. You're not always conscious. Once on the average every diurnal cycle, you have to sleep for about 25% of the time. If you don't get 6 hours of sleep every day at the minimum, you will lose your mind in a very short period of time. How do I know that? I did some experimentation with smoke inhalation in a wonderful little town from hell called, ironically, Paradise. I was in the campfire. I breathed more of that smoke than any other human up there, except those who died of it. And so I'm dying of it. But I still love you enough to torture you. So you either listen to me now and no back talk. I'm really talking to myself, so I'm ready. I'm ready to go to Madison Square Gardens, go to Moscow, go to Switzerland, go to Israel. I will never step foot in Israel until the Lord returns. If I were to go to Israel, I would not come back. Okay? That's who I am. You're perfectly free to go to Israel and work in a kibbutz and imagine you're a commie. And maybe kill some sand niggers while you're there, you motherfucking Nazi. Alright, so what are we going to talk about next time? There are two classes of cycles of nature at the level we're going to begin. The cycles of nature are infinite, infinitely classifiable, infinitely categorizable, goes on forever, 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 forever. So you're never going to figure it out unless you listen to me. Because I got my information from heaven. No other man can say that. I know the secrets of nature. Your alchemists are satanic. Everything is compared to the way of heaven. You're not on my path. You're not on any path. Except that might be controlled by the enemy of God and man. The force that counterbalances love to ruin it. Are you on that side? Most likely you are. If you're an American, you almost certainly are. You're the stupidest, ugliest fuck that's ever lived. You know why? Because you had the opportunity to do well. You're the richest motherfuckers that have ever lived. And where is your leadership role? Well, I'm here to make up for your goddamn niggerly retardedness. And I could use some more nasty words. I'm a pussycat. I think you can tell. Stay tuned. We'll have more on the cycles of nature in the two classes that I have determined are correct. So this is correct, because I said so. Do you understand what's happening here? You think I'm kidding. Don't you ever. If I say I'm not kidding, it doesn't come up again, okay? No, I'm not kidding. Two classes and only two classes. The cycles of heaven and the cycles of this ecology. I'll show you where they overlap. Stay tuned, we'll be right back. Thank you. Good day to you. All right, it's almost midnight. We're passing into a new day of the week, a Thursday. It shall be in a half an hour. October 16th is coming up in a half an hour right here at local time. If you're tuning in for the first time, this is a magnificent time to be tuned in. You can forget the prior 1,200 videos that I've made in 4 years because science is progressive. It never ends either. And that's saying two different things. A lot of my listeners, and if you're a new listener, welcome to Anagalactic. Oh my God, you arrived just in time. Maybe not even just for yourself, but for me, who am really enjoying actually having some viewers. You know, I make these videos for myself, but obviously it's put out on the internet for some reason. Why am I doing that? Science must be shared or it's not science. So I took the vow, and I'm a scientist, and so I'm sharing. Do I put myself out? Sometimes you have to put yourself out. If you're Galileo, if you're Newton, if you're Einstein, people aren't going to understand it first. Well, why not? Well, you would not expect them to understand it first if you've pushed the envelope. By definition, nobody's going to understand it at first because they couldn't. I mean, you're saying that you got what they didn't get? Well, that means they don't understand what you're saying. Well, shouldn't they be interested? Well, that is science. It's consensual. What if nobody listens to you? Oh, that's a major problem. We have no idea how many valid discoveries have just been overlooked and forgotten. There was a man, maybe this man only appears once every 2 centuries on a statistical basis, who just has a direct insight into something and just shares it, and he's the only one that can explain it. And anybody who listens to him is just going to be enlightened. Wow, no, he's right. You know, and it was just never heard. Was never heard. I have no idea. This is just a total mystery, but we're all part and parcel of that mystery. It's like, how come we know anything at all? You could ask that question, which at least you can illuminate the question. As for what we lost, it just dropped off the back of the ship. Just, you know, there was a sea wave and all this cargo just fell off the back and right to Davy Jones's locker in the middle of the Pacific. Nobody even saw it. They're all drinking cocktails in the front part of the ship. Boom! It all falls off. You just don't know what you lost. You have no idea what you lost forever. It would have really been great if you hadn't lost it. Well, what you don't know can't hurt you. I would not say that as a sign. What do you mean what you don't know always hurts you? What you don't know can't hurt you? I would not run my ship on that premise. You check and make sure you know everything, you suck. Don't you tell me, what you don't know can't hurt you. Like what? A reef? Yeah, well, we don't know about the reef. Crunch, now we do. Well, obviously your premise was wrong. What you don't know did hurt you. So, we never should have believed you. Well, okay, so I'm just going to relax here for a second. It's almost midnight, and I get excited by everything now. Because when you can sense you're way closer to the end of earthly time and in your own shoes, it's like you can remember, if you're me, that 60 years ago, the way I thought about time had at least 60 years of just do whatever you want for at least, but it's actually magnified. The younger you are, the more time you think you have. It's like about the age of 12, just before puberty, I just put it that way. You basically think you have an infinite amount of time because the universe just proved it to you. You've had like 12 years to think about, why am I here at all? I think the logical conclusion, which I'm not sure statistically how many of us reach, is like you're 12 years old, you're making your first real thought, you know? It's like, what the hell is going on? I'm 12, you're old enough to realize about 12 years have passed because they keep telling you every birthday, you're 11. It's like, so now I'm 12. Well, someday I'm going to be 100. But in school, you learn people don't usually live to be 100. But so now you're thinking, well, how much time do I have? Just judging from the past, an infinite amount of time is the only logical conclusion, because before I was born, there was an infinite amount of time. Well, that's what I had. I owned that. I don't remember it, but before I was born, whenever that was, and that's really hard to define, is when were you born? When the two gametes, well, one of them is an ovum, and the gamete swims toward it. The birds and the bees. And these two, they're two cells, and these two cells then merge, and if you can look inside, you see these two double helix. It's actually a code. And the male gamete and the female gamete go, hey, it's that time. Why are you here? I think we all know. And he's like, oh yeah, I'm the one they sent. And so they're like, okay, let's do the big strip tease. And they both unwind. You going, well, why would they do that? The two corkscrew, the two helix. The helix is really quite an interesting shape in nature. But it's got millions and millions of bits of code. Actually, billions. And it's structured so it's like a power. It's a power of the number of bits. And God knows what these bits actually are. They're organic. They just like the... No. It's just like a very short sequence of guanine, alanine, thiamine, tryptine, whatever they call them. They're like... I think there's only 4. A, C, G, T. I don't remember because I'm not a biologist. I'm not a chemist. But fuck, I read it in a book. It's like, for that moment I understood it. I'm like an ape, coming up to touch the monolith. I'm just reading. It looks like nothing's happening. If you could pry open my head, there's like, we're all just stunned. Holy shit, it's a double fucking helix. And I'm just, you'd never know it looking, I'm just drooling. Oh my God, puffing on weed, reaching for my beer. There's coffee boiling. I need at least 5 drugs just to get through life in any single day or moment. Yeah, but I'm reading. This is what I live for. I've worked 10 hours a day just so I can have 1 hour to read the goddamn encyclopedia and just have that flirting feeling of having touched the universe once more. Until at dawn, a frigid, wintry morning that you just want to stay under the covers. Get your ass to work. And I'm like, yeah, that's what I have to do so I can read the Encyclopedia Britannica some more and take more drugs, including food, which is now known, just the most powerful drug of all, is like water. It's like oxygen. There's drugs that control us. There's drugs from the sun. The sun just is beaming like a pimp. Just beaming this. You want some more solar energy? Just look up here. And we're like staring at it all day with wide open eyes. I actually did this. I'm like 4 and 5 years old. I'm like a Plains Indian just staring at the sun until it literally burned out the center of my brain. It's a miracle I can see because usually it burns out your retinas. I just stared until it hurt. I'd fall. God, that hurts like hell. And then just get right back up and painfully open my eyes and stare. And with my eyes as wide as I can open them, just stare into the sun. Not just looking at its surface, which is kind of moving and shimmering. It's just so painful, so powerful. And I just wanted to be consumed, like Icarus, I guess. You don't know what you think or you're feeling when you're 5. And I would do this until I would pass out. I'd just keep getting back up and stare. I think it was my first religious experience. I was calling upon the powers of heaven. Keep my eyes open. I want to stare into the center of the sun for whatever reason. And just please, that's so it hurts. Fall down and open. Well, if I were in outer space, it would have killed me with ultraviolet and X-rays. So I'm really grateful to be on Earth, and that's why we have a new series on the cycles of nature. So today we're just going to name a few in the order in which you found them when you came out of Mommy's womb. Now, we're not going to talk about what happened in Mommy's womb or coming out through Mommy's womb. We're not going to talk about the umbilicus. Chop! No more blood from Mommy that you've had for 9 months, and God even knows where that leaves off. But now you just chop! And you don't know you're a piece of clay. Just, nah. There's nothing. You don't even know if you're awake or asleep. You're like passing, perhaps at the most, from one dream state to another. But Mommy is screaming. God knows if you can hear it. I would assume not. Ah! And you know, all of a sudden you feel you're being hung upside down by your ankles, and this is like weirder than shit. Your first experience, they get this big baseball bat, and they just hold you, and you're still closed eyes, you just don't have no feeling, you haven't breathed yet. Well, they're going to try to get you to breathe right away. Whack! Go! And that's your first cycle. So that's why we're not going to cover that. Well, we kind of just did. Well, that's your prerequisite to get into this course. Now you're into the Cycles of Nature 101. And you have achieved all the prerequisites. Did anybody ever tell you the birds and bees about the very first cycle you went through? When your mommy could have died easily just having you. And then now you took your first breath. Go! And it's been like that ever since. No. Because the cycle of your lungs began. Before that, while you were still in Mommy's womb, the cycle of your heart began. When did it begin? Science will never know the answer to that. Science is absolutely helpless before that question. Science is now looking at you. It used to be stead. It used to have a tie, well-groomed, and now science is looking at you. Just because you ask this serious question of how does life start, when did your heart actually start its cycle? When exactly did your heart begin pumping? Science all of a sudden just goes, fruit, and it pulls down its pants while staring at you placidly and starts beating off right into your face. And then you realize you're not going to get any straight answers out of science on that because it's fucked in the head. You go to religion, the Pope will tell you when you're kneeling before his ass to kiss his ring. I'm not kissing that ring. That's called a sphincter, not a ring. And I know where the Pope's ring is. I'm not going to kiss anybody's sphincter. Because in America, we know that game. Oh, no. We'll not be sailing back to your fucked up sewer you call Europe to kiss the Pope's anal ring. So those are the first two cycles, one of which you're aware of. The other one, you'll figure out by the age of 3 to 5. You take your own pulse. Fuck, it's true, I do have blood pumping through me. And you don't know what to do with that knowledge. It's like, Christ, it is like a river. You try to hear it. No. Then you see some show where this is your heart pumping blood. Fuck. Then you become a scientist. Well, what I'm saying is many cycles begin in our life before we're fully aware of it. Are you aware of your own breathing? Do you know how many times you take a lungful of air every day? How many times does your heart beat a day? Mechanics in science cannot account for the heart. There is no way to explain how the heart beats for about 70 years. 70 years without really a problem? Try to imagine a car or a jet or anything that Just 70 years of continuous boom, 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 boom. You're running, you're sleeping, the heart just boom, 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 boom. How many times? That's a cycle. That's a cycle that's built into you. Well, so is breathing. Do you, like, every 5 minutes go, shit, I think I only took 30 breaths the past 5 minutes. I better step it up to 33 or tone it down to 29. You don't have these thoughts. It self-adjusts. So you have a breathing cycle. You have a digestive cycle. So all of these are inside you. We're not going to talk about that except as a class of cycles that we're just going to set aside because we're going on to bigger and better things. We're going to the edge of the universe. We're going to penetrate the veil that separates us from using our entire brain with our visual perceptual system, and I recommend doing that with your eyes closed. Try to see superspace blind. Just close your eyes and try to see the universe without using your eyes, because you don't need your eyes, and a moment's thought will convince you of that. How does the universe orient itself so perfectly to your vision and mine when it has no way to tune its vision? We have a way to tune our vision. We can close our eyes. Does the universe close its eyes? No. So it's automatic. Well, we're coordinated then. That's right. That's what life is. That's what life is. As a scientist, if you want an accurate, bullet-proof, shock-resistant, you're right every time, you're a know-it-all. If you're not a know-it-all, bub, you're not a scientist. Is that a cut? You know who made up the term know-it-all? People who don't know how to think. The idiots made up the term know-it-all. Oh, he's a know-it-all. You know what they're saying? Oh, God! I'm so stupid! I must hate him because he's superior. Well, welcome to my little world. It's good. It hurts. Well, everything hurts at first. When you're born, did it hurt? You'll never get over it. The trauma of your birth, or mine or anybody's, except Adam's, and you could add Eve, how were they born? Were they born? Science knows, and it actually required no proof, although it has been proved, there wasn't one first human, well, under any model. You know why? There had to be two. Because one's a fucking male. A fucking male. Not a fucking male. A fucking male. Well, that's the end of speciation. That's the end of Darwin's nightmare. Because there's no way to account for that. You know how it was finally disproved, this whole speciation bullshit? When it was applied to humans. Like, well, humans must speciate too. That was an afterthought. Both in Russell's mind and in Darwin's. They weren't thinking of humans at all. But Satan was. It works perfectly for Satan. It's like Satan thought it up himself. I'm not allowed to affirm or deny that. For all you'll ever get out of me, you will never pump that information. I did not tell you that. That's Satan's fucking plan. Anybody who says anything with the word evolution in it is satanic. They're after your fucking throat. Anybody. Your mom, your dad, your teacher, your pastor won't. But in his off hours, we're fucking monkeys. God is full of shit. No, the goddamn Western white scientists that just rose up within the last 2 centuries have defeated the ancient religion. There's no more God. You can fuck your psychedelics, or you could say, well, the psychedelics is all you'll have left in Skynet world. If you don't have mushrooms, you're not going to have life at all. You really believe that there, mushroom boy? I'm talking to myself. You understand? There's no mushroom boy except this boy. I took the mushrooms, and before God, I think they're good. But if that's all you say, you're a goddamned liar. If you're not saying the other part of that, you're just like a hypocrite in religion. You're just an out-and-out liar. Oh, psychedelics are good. Yeah? And? Oh, psychedelics are great. Yes, and what? No, they're not. Not if you think you're going to heaven, they're not. Did God make the mushrooms? Did he give us psychedelics? I don't need to answer that for you. Does that mean he wants all of us to use them? You could make a case for that. I wouldn't deny that. I'm not against it. Why am I raising my voice? When you approach your creator, he doesn't like rivals. He doesn't like your rival. His rival for your love. Learn something and learn it right now. If you know nothing about religion, you think you couldn't care less, but maybe I'm scaring you. Maybe that's what an old-time pastor does. He gives you some fucking brimstone to think about. If you don't correct your own course, nature will... It's like my company commander said to us once. When you shave for review, I'll come along with a baseball card, and if I rub it and there's any noise, I'm going to shave you, and if I shave you, you're going to know you've been shaved. By the next morning, every single one of us learned to shave our faces to a baby smooth, shiny, non-irritable syndrome chin. Because if he rubbed that fucking baseball card and there was any noise, he never actually had to do it because the fear of God went into us. We better not let him shave us. God knows what he's going to do. It's like an open-ended threat. If I shave you, you'll fucking know you've been shaved. Nobody wants to test that. No. He has the power to do it, too. He's a modern, armed forces, but you need it. I mean, we all, oh, fuck, I didn't know I could do it. Oh, I'm going to learn now. I believe it's okay if you cut yourself. You have all of these lesions on your chin, but as long as it's smooth, not smooth enough, there's craters in it because you dug to where you're cutting into the artery. Just grind. Oh, shit. Half of your chin is just flopping. That's too close. Knocked out a couple of my teeth. You're using a rake. Rip. Off comes your lip. It's just dangling for review. And the general comes by. Slap his patent. You goddamn coward. You don't know how to shave. You have no fear in you. Fuck you. Well, that's just a potpourri of a lot of old man emotions on really the day after my birthday. And let's see, just 7 minutes until midnight. October 15th is ending. And that's the first full day of me being 71. Hey, baby. I don't need trophies. I don't need any awards. Did I make it to 70? I thought that was great. When I made 70, I can die any day. Fuck you all. But when you make 71, I'm back. I'm here to stay until you start laying. You're going to heaven. Boom, 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 boom. You're going to heaven. Boom, 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 boom. Just like an old-time pastor. You're going to burn and fucking you're going to burn and hallelujah. And then we all get drunk afterwards, just sing and dance all night by the Mississippi. It could have been like that in another parallel universe, which you might see on a psychedelic trip. Oh man, this is the way it should be. Then you wake up. What was it like? Oh, it's great. I saw everything the way it should be. But, now I'm back is kind of a bummer. So I think I'm going to do it again. Pretty soon, like you're looking at your watches a few weeks later. Now I better take another mushroom. It's almost noon, and then I need my other dose of 5 other kinds of psychedelics. Just lined up, there's pills with days of the week. You open the thing in the morning, they all spill out, you swear. You just gulp them all down, gluck, gluck, gluck. You just swallow them all at once and just levitate. Just move out like Casper the Ghost through the window. Hey, kids. It's Halloween. It's Halloween. So the cycles of nature begin inside your mommy. And I believe you understand that if you get graphic about it, your life also began with quite a surge from daddy. And you don't want to picture this except just once, just so, I guess mommy and daddy must have done the dirty deed. Oh yeah, if you're alive, which you are if you're listening to me, I would assume, then your mommy and daddy just learn to live with it, whatever therapy, there are drugs, there's beer. But yes, you have to face this and then forget it. That's why you have a forgetting capacity. Like you walk around for the rest of your life just picturing, the bed springs, reek, reek, reek. You hear this, and then, squeak, 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 squeak. Whoa, yay! New life just entered the world. I believe that cannot be proved. That is not when life is created. Otherwise, every time you fail to, impregnate, well, you're guilty of at least 1 billion murders. You had 1 billion sperm that you just shot into where they're supposed to go. Did any of them score? Well, whose fault is that? You obviously didn't do your job. There should be 1 billion new babies. That's just pure science, isn't it? So, you're a failure. And so get to work. The world needs ditch diggers too. We can't all be Einsteins. But if you study your calculus, never. If I catch any of my students studying calculus, I will take that calculus book. And you know who I'd have to do this first if I were serious? It'd go up my own ass. I'll take that motherfucking physics book, whatever you're reading, that shit, just filled with calculus. You're gonna take it and just... Well, I get home, my conscience is waiting for me. Hi, Scott. We are gonna have it to... Oh, shit, no. Yeah, you're gonna shove it up your own ass. That's... Oh, boy, I should have realized it's going up my own ass first. Well, can I just take it back? Do you repent? I mean, that's a fair question. From your own conscience, she's trying to help you, sir. Just give in to little Miss Know-It-All because she's there to protect you. Yeah, whatever you said that was just filthy and foul, and you think you're so proud of yourself now. Well, look, you were the one sitting in the front row listening. You're talking to yourself. And now it's going up your dirt chute. Yeah, that's the only one who even heard what you said. So, ha, ha, ha. She doesn't laugh. She's just like, looks like you're lucky you have me. And you're like crying. Yes, I'm sorry. And then you look and she's gone. That's how it's been with my conscience. I'm like reduced to like an amoeba. Oh, no. Oh, I'm hopeless. You open your eyes. Oh, please forget. She's gone. She's not God. But she's pretty close to being God, you know what I mean? She certainly has God's ear. God's not stopping this. It's like, yeah, well, you're a hypocrite. She never actually says that. But you're crying. Otherwise, you're not human. If you haven't gone through what I just described, someone like it, I am not sure I know who you are. You know what I'm saying? But I better be cautious what I say about you at this moment. Because who gets blamed first? The guy who says it. Whoever smelt it, dealt it. You ever hear that about a fart in an auditorium? Jew-wee! It's like 3 people. Oh my goodness, yes. Well, who did it? Because there's nothing else to do. You're just sitting in folding chairs with other people, kids, your age. It's like, who did that? Well, whoever smelt it, dealt it. Like, if I were the one who asked, well, everyone's looking at me now. Because isn't that what you do if you're the one who did it? That's what I did. I'd be the first one. Boy, does that... What filthy animal is here among us? Everyone's looking at me like, whoever smelt it, dealt it. And I'm like, yeah, but you can't prove it. So I get away with it. And that's how I've lived my life, as a deceiver. Just someone who gets away with shit because I can. It's like nobody suffers except, well, you kind of suffered from the fart. Well, now it's more with my vocal cords. It doesn't have an odor, I don't think. I suppose it's just a matter of time. Things in nature which are alike tend to come to look alike, or smell alike, or sound alike. Well, all scientists sound alike, don't they? They're like, oh, we're the know-it-alls. We're going to tell you about the universe. But just a reminder, you're from monkeys. Just let's remember to worship the scientists, because they're the ones who told you to fuck God and fuck anybody who's religious, because we're going to tell you the secrets of the universe, because God is dead, Jesus is full of shit. Anybody in your family who's believed in God is a rapist, and we're here to tell you the truth of the universe. You're from monkeys, and here's the message we wanted to tell you about the universe. It's expanding. The universe is expanding. And don't forget, you're a goddamned monkey. All right. Hey, we're ready to go on. Well, that's the cycle that's been going on since day one of deception. So there are mental cycles. When do you first start to think? Now, don't try to answer that. It's an open-ended question. No scientist can answer these questions. Science is worthless. And if you're studying science, you're probably evil. I study science. Well, I'm the exception. Obviously, I'm not evil. But anybody else, you see, hypocrisy. That be hypocrisy. Oh, that's my specialty. The last person who ever hears the threats that I make with whatever phase of my life where I'm just foaming at the mouth at whatever is irritating me. You know, you get home, you have a meal, you calm down, you start to think peacefully, you meditate, whatever. You just have the sugar of the day is worn off and you're thinking, I was pretty much a wise guy. I told them, though. And then your little conscience, just Tinkerbell, flits down and just whispers in your ear, thou art the man. You just condemned that person you've never even met to eternal hellfire, David, king of Israel. And you're the one who screwed the pooch. That was actually a prophet, not Tinkerbell. And David was like, because he knew whatever he said, well, that man, I would butcher that man. Thou art that man. That used to happen to me on a regular basis, because I'm always foaming. Goddamn World War II. Goddamn racism in this fucking country. You goddamn Vietnam warmongers. I hate your B-52 bombers and locking up my favorite comedians. You assholes. You get home, guess what you sounded like today, Sam? It's not Tinkerbell. Well, in my case it is, but for David it was an actual prophet. I think I know the prophet's name, as it is given, but it's been a while since I cracked open the Bible. Well, recently, I cracked open the Bible again. I might as well. I'm the world's greatest Bible scholar, and if you think I'm kidding there, you're wrong. No, I am. And so I cracked it open again to the Holy Gospel. And the Islam people fully believe in the Gospel. Yeah, as far as they know, they fully believe in Yeshua's Gospel. They think that they believe it. The Islam people, they're fine, but who doesn't need some instruction now and then? Well, who is going to teach 1 billion of the actual people of God on earth? They certainly aren't in Israel or Europe or the New World. Yes, they're where they've always been. And I think, the 1 billion people that I am now addressing directly from heaven. This is your broadcast, so you will have fun. This is to help you, not the Christians. And Islam has quite an interesting take on Christianity, that even the Christians are unaware of how they are seen by people who are pretty sure that they know what they're looking at when they look at you, you stinking Protestant, you stinking Catholic. Anybody in this land who says that they're Christian and can prove it because they're part of an organization of Christians is satanic. That is Satan. That is Satan. Don't forget, Yeshua also chose Judas, who ended up being the most important of his disciples. I would say it's the one that kissed him to betray him to his enemies to get him killed. And I think you know what happened to Judas. It is written of that most important disciple with whom I have had some contact. Alas, he is the one that killed the one I love. He's the one that killed my master. Judas. Well, I might be interested in knowing what became of Judas. Exactly what's going to become of you. That's who Judas is. You are. Okay? Now, Islam people are trying to break out of that. They want the truth. They believe in the one true God. That's the basis of reality. There's only one supreme consciousness. It certainly is not human, but it certainly loves us and is capable of killing every single one of us any time it wants. Just end it. 5 seconds is all it would take. No more history, no more memory of you, me, or puppy. Everything gone, including Christ himself, as part of any saga. It's all over tomorrow. Do you know that that's inevitable? How do you describe the cycle of reality? When did it start and when does it end? Because if you don't get that, you're not a scientist. What the hell are you opening up your filthy trap talking about if you're not as high in heaven as I am? How come you're not getting the answers that humans want? What, are you making a bomb, huh? You got cyborgs for your new army. Really? Well, you're really cool scientists. Oh, do you have a new fuel? Oh, do you have a new computer? Oh! Well, I'm sure that your creator just loves you for having created a computer that makes what? Excellent killing. Excellent, excellent means of controlling the niggers. Technology is satanic. It is just so hard to accept that as an American. It's easy for me because I've been through the gauntlet, but you can tell you would love to kill me. I know you would, because I would. I'm just like you in my former life. I would want to kill this man if I am saying to the public that technology, your car, is satanic. Electricity is satanic. You know why? It's all relative. Because you know perfectly well I'm exaggerating. I pray. I always have to pray. I hope my audience realizes that this is a Sufi technique that I invented because I'm a neo-Sufi. And that's 40 minutes. Thank you. That's our introduction to the cycles of nature. We got away from a lot of confusing, nettlesome complications. Now we're going to go to the stars and the seasons.
Good day,
God bless
happy
you. We'll be
Halloween
right back.
season. We're exactly halfway through October 2025 from Chico, where winter has arrived. And as I have been promising to give a full presentation of the cycles of nature, I'm quoting one of my forebears in the prophetic line. I will quote from my fellow scientists who are on that path. There's the lab cat giving her blessing to the whole situation. She wants to park on the keyboard because she loves me, and she is never denied, so I'm going to move the keyboard so she can rest. She may want to go out, but she'll let me know if she does. She simply jumps and walks toward the door, and then I open it. We have gotten along so well for 3 years, and she has saved my life, and I believe that she knows that she is the most beloved of all cats, and she knows that she's at least famous. She's camera shy. She is a graceful, dignified creature who has no pretense whatsoever. But that much love showered on an animal, she gives some back, Daddy-O, and old 71-year-old Scotty sure likes to have love in the house. So this operation is powered on love. The lab cat, let's get a... She's ready to say hi to us here. There she is. Say hi, honey. I told you she's... Oh, now she knows. She knows that's a camera, I'll tell you that. She's just not sure what she's supposed to do about it. You know, because you're beautiful, my love. There you go. All right. So there's our entertainment section. It's like Las Vegas. We have dancing girls in that a converted sense. Oh, my beauty. She is now resting right exactly where the keyboard would be if I hadn't moved it. So... So let me refresh myself with the lens of heaven, your heavenly inheritance. I simply warn you, as all prophets have since the beginning of time, including Yeshua and the prophet Muhammad, that in order to do what I intend to show you how to do, if you're not morally spotless, it will bite you in the ass in the worst imaginable way. And that's how I prefer to leave it, because I'm a fun-loving American. I'm not interested in hell, brimstone, everlasting torture. I don't care about that side of it because I'm not directed to do so. I'm directed to show you the good side, the carrot, not the stick. The stick is only for your stupid peers, and you've got to learn not to pity them. If they want to go to hell, that's their free right under their master Satan. You're no longer under the heel of that killer. But you know that there are two sides to life. Be cautious, be sober. I will not be, because I am 71 years old, and if I want to leave this planet any way that I choose, I will answer for it. So I'm actually a little bit afraid of my own tendencies right now. I have given up on this world 100%. The only reason I talk to you at all is because God loves you. That's the only reason. Is God's love in my heart for you? I certainly try to show it. Do I feel it? No. But I'll do what my master says on your behalf until I'm stone cold dead. If you hate that, if you think I'm a fool, I don't care anymore. Thank you very much for listening. It means all the world to someone at my station. To be ignored when you have the answers is the worst feeling a man can have. Thank you very much. I am very happy, but I'm also celebrating my birthday. I'm maudlin. I am part Scottish, which means to that degree I'm Irish. I'm weepy. I'm human. I'm happy, but there's a lot to life on this roller coaster, right? Have fun. I'm here to have fun. May Allah bless you with all the insights you need if I'm instrumental in helping you in any way. I have a reward waiting for me for having tried. I believe that with all my heart. I don't care what anybody thinks about that. I'm right. I don't care if you're wrong. Maybe you're not. I will never care. I only care
that I'm right. That's a profit. Thank you.